I've been making YouTube videos for 9 years and the comments from viewers are my absolute favourite thing about it. I get lovely comments after every video. Occasionally I get less lovely comments, but thankfully these are few and far between. There's one type of comment though which keeps recurring. Sometimes it's a warm, friendly nudge, sometimes it's a blunt call to action, and sometimes it's an angry rant. But the central message is always the same. The audio sucks. If you're here looking for some game design advice, product design analysis, or musings on some board games I've recently played, well, this isn't the video for you. Feel free to move along. I'll tell you what, why not click on the link to watch the video above? I've always felt that one deserved a few more views. Back in 2013, when I started making videos, I filmed on my iPhone and I didn't use an external microphone. The audio was unsurprisingly appalling. Well, you can hear it. I'm doing it now. It sounded like this. For a long while, I used a lavalier mic. It was a hassle because it had a long wire and the sound quality was a bit better, but the negative comments still came up pretty frequently. I'm using the lavalier mic now, so you can hear what that's like. If you're still here, perhaps you might be able to help me out. I'm looking to improve my audio, but I don't know how. I'm Adam Porter. I've been making YouTube videos for the last 9 years or so, and I've steadily improved my editing and my scripting, but my audio just hasn't progressed. If you have any experience working with audio, then I'd love to hear your advice. And if you don't, well, I'd love to hear from you anyway. How does my audio sound to you? I wanted to improve my audio, and I was ready to invest. So I asked a few YouTubers that I knew what sort of thing they used, and the thing that kept coming up was the Rode Wireless Go microphone. It wasn't cheap, and it's really convenient to use. It's the little black box that you always see hanging off my shirt, and this is what it sounds like. See, I told you this wasn't going to be about board games. If you're still sticking around in the hope that I'm going to start banging on about Bunny Kingdom or Zoc Verlag games, then I'm afraid you're still going to be disappointed. The rest of the video is just me moaning about microphones and audio settings. So if that doesn't appeal to you, and the previous link didn't work for you, maybe take a look at this one. This is another one that I think is really underrated. A lovely little skit. And for those of you that are still here, well, let's dive in a little deeper into audio settings. The Wireless Go has 3 audio settings, and I tend to use the lowest, which is this one. So this is what it sounds like. I then increase the volume in Final Cut Pro, my editing software. Now, most of the comments say that my audio is too quiet, so I have experimented with turning the volume up a little notch to see if I can compete with the likes of Tom Vassell with his booming voice. At level 2, it sounds like this. It feels distorted to me. What do you reckon? Let's try the Wireless Go at level 3. Now, I'm not going to make you endure this for too long. It's really awful to listen to. So we'll drop back to level 1. Quiet, but stable. So this is how I record. iPhone 12 with Wireless Go, connected via an adapter. Could the adapter be an issue? And yes, I know that's not an iPhone 12. I'm filming on the 12 right now, so that's a geriatric stand-in. So we have the footage, and I generally run it through a program called Handbrake to fix the frame rate, but I don't mess with the audio. Is there a missed opportunity here? Then into Final Cut Pro, and here I tend to lift the volume to level 8. Any higher, and these little yellow sections appear at the peaks of the soundtrack, and they always sound crackly, so I try to keep them to a minimum. This is what it sounds like at level 8. Recently, I've been adding the compressor effect, but I don't really understand what it does. I use custom levels, which I learned from a YouTube tutorial, but I'm not convinced it really helps. It sounds like this. I've tried an alternative using the equalizer on voice enhancement setting, but that sounds weirdly robotic, so I tend to revert to the compressor. And finally, I tend to underscore sections of my videos with music. Now, I know I don't always get this right. I'm always experimenting with it, and I know some viewers would prefer that I didn't have music at all, but I like the effect. It surprises me that more board game reviewers don't use this sort of thing. I know that in lots of other niches on YouTube, it's really common to have music underscoring your videos. I tend to keep the volume really low, maybe around -30. How does this sound? So all of this is to say I'm really trying to improve my audio, but I'm obviously missing something, so any help would be gratefully received. There is one caveat. There's no budget. Okay, I'm not going to be splashing out on really expensive microphones or expensive cameras. I mean, that's not quite true. I could spend a few quid, But I'm not in a position to be changing my house into a studio or anything like that. This is very much a hobby. Wow, you've stuck around this long in my most boring video yet. Thank you. Here's a crowd pleaser to reward you for your commitment. So we'll resume our normal programming in the next video, and until then, all the best.